Right, hello and welcome to one of the most expensive Ferraris in Gran Turismo 7. This is a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, and in today's video I'm going to be answering the question of, is this car actually really good around a circuit, or are you just paying an enormous amount of money for the history that comes along with this vehicle? So today we're going to answer that question. So first up, you can pick up this vehicle for 20 million credits from the legendary dealership, which means it may be in the legendary dealership every now and then. It's not guaranteed to always be around. So what do you get for 20 million credits? Well, you get a vehicle that has a 3-liter V12 engine pumping out 295 brake horsepower, a 4-speed transmission, its front engine rear-wheel drive, which means it should be a lot of fun. The vehicle only weighs 880 kgs and it has a top speed of 280 kilometers per hour. Now, if we take what is arguably one of the most iconic Ferraris around the circuit, well, we see that around Kyoto Driving Park you're going to be doing around 215 kilometers per hour before you need to slam on the brake to make it around the first corner. Now when it comes to actually going around a corner, now what you are going to notice is a bit of oversteer. Yes, this classic Ferrari can actually get tail lappy quite often. Now you gotta remember, this was at a time where there were no driver aids, it was just you and the vehicle. So when it comes to pushing this vehicle in a standard form, it does feel a bit unstable, but to be honest with you, it puts such a big smile on my face because it's so agile and darty and responsive, and it's such a good pure driving experience. There aren't a lot of computers or aids helping you along or helping you around the circuit. It's really just you and the car trying to get as fast as a lap time possible around the circuit. And around Kyoto Driving Park we see that the vehicle, being in its standard state, sets a lap time around the 1 minute 56 second mark, so faster than 2 minutes, which is good for any vehicle of this age. Because remember, 1962 was a very long time ago, but we gotta remember that this car had a specific purpose, and that purpose was actually to win races. Now the car was announced in 1962 and designed to win the GT class title in the International Production Sports Car Racing Championship. Now what that meant was Ferrari actually took the Ferrari 250 GT SWB and decided, you know what, we're gonna lighten the frame, we're gonna make the body out of full aluminum, and we're gonna make the nose longer and lower to aid aerodynamics. We're gonna make the rear, we're gonna add some wider hips to the vehicle so we can fit some big old tires to the rear end. And with doing that, well, it just made the car a lot faster, a lot grippier, and just a better overall circuit vehicle. Now only 39 GTOs were ever made, which means it was not enough to meet homologation requirements for the vehicle to participate. But Ferrari, being a sly young devil, what they did was they said, you know what, technically the 250 GTO isn't a brand new car, it's just a variation of the 250 GT SWB. So they said this to the organizers of the event, and they thought about it and said, you know what, Ferrari is right, let them in, let them participate with this car. And when I say Ferrari dominated, because from the time it entered in 1962, it won the series 3 years in a row, back-to-back consecutive wins with the Ferrari 250 GTO. Now it may not be the highest titled, oh, and I also mentioned the fact that the 250 GTO also made appearances at Le Mans. Yes, this is also a Le Mans racer, so just keep that in mind when it comes to the price tag of this vehicle. But when it comes to racing in the modern era, a 1 minute 56 second lap time around Kyoto Driving Park isn't really competitive. So let's see if we can improve this. So now if we head on over to the tuning shop and start adding on some well needed performance upgrades, well, we see that after spending quite a bit of money, we are going to be left with 366 brake horsepower and the vehicle's weight remaining at 880 kgs. So yes, we weren't able to touch the weights, but we were able to squeeze out a bit more power from the Ferrari's engine. Now when it comes to visual upgrades for the Ferrari GTO, well, you can add a custom rear wing option which will allow you to tune the downforce of this vehicle on the rear end, but honestly you're ruining the entire look of it, and if you slap on a rear wing, you're an absolute tryhard and you just kill the absolute beauty of the Ferrari GTO. Now after me just decided, you know what, I'm not even gonna change the look of it, because I mean look, it's iconic, and we head back on over to KO Driving Park now with the added performance. We see that the vehicle is a lot more, how do I say, you're able to push it a lot harder than you were previously, because now with fully customizable suspension, okay, I need to mention the car came with that standard, so a lot of the racing upgrades already came with the vehicle, because I mean look, it's a race car. So this car, once you get done tuning it, well, you are gonna notice some big changes, because when it comes to braking, massive improvement there. The car stops so much quicker. With the added power, we see that instead of doing 215 down the straightaway, we are now doing 240, so massive improvement there. And then when it comes to taking corners, we're able to take corners a lot more aggressively, because the suspension is a bit stiffer, and that means we are able to put our foot down and just carry the speed through the corners without having much body roll. So the Ferrari, with it being fully upgraded, is a big difference, and now the vehicle sets lap times around the 1 minute 41 second mark, which is a lot faster, but even by modern day standards it might be a bit slow. But look, we aren't expecting a vehicle from 1962 to race and compete against cars from 2020. We need to be realistic. So a 1 minute 41 second lap time from a 1962 Ferrari is really respectable. And honestly, when it comes to you picking up this vehicle for 20 million credits, you are leaning more on the side of you're paying 20 million credits for the history of the vehicle. Because yes, the performance of it is alright, but it's not like wow, the overall handling, it changed my life, because frankly it didn't. It felt rather generic compared to other vehicles of the same time era. Now the thing is, with the Ferrari 250 GTO being priced at 20 million credits, it is extremely expensive, but we also need to remember it could be worse, because with Gran Turismo 7 they tried to make it balanced to real world prices, and considering the fact that a 250 GTO in 2018 was sold for $70 million, yeah, this GTO for 20 million credits is an absolute bargain. So would I recommend you going and spending 20 million credits on this vehicle? Absolutely not. I would rather say go spend it on the Ferrari 330 P4 and actually have a faster vehicle with also insane history and just a lot better of a vehicle. So with me saying all of this, I hope you guys do go on to enjoy today's video. Don't forget, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.